Look back on that game, what one or two things that really stuck out as the root of the problem for that side?
Yeah, the problem was very clear. We didn't get off the field on third down. We had a lot of chances. I think just about, I want to say 100% of the drives where they scored points. We had a third to medium to third and long. Bad execution, a couple bad technique errors, but we didn't get off the field on third down. That's it. Did a good job against the rush. Did a good job on second down. Didn't get off the field on third down.
Where do you feel like you guys are struggling as to why that's been?
That game, it was a little bit of everything. There were some times where we didn't get a very good pass rush when we rushed for 4. Sometimes when we had some coverage errors, some alignment errors. But one time we have a guy double teamed and he catches the ball. I mean, that stuff can't happen. So there's a multitude, and it was not one group, not one player. It was a lot of guys.
Coach Frost was kind of vocal about the lack of pass rush. I guess for the short term, is there anything schematically you can do without relying too much on the blitz to generate more pass rush?
I mean, we're gonna put them in the best position we can to rush with 4. But when they have 5 blockers, you got 4 rushers. Somebody has to be able to win a one-on-one battle. Somebody's getting a one-on-one. More than one guys are getting a one-on-one. Somebody has to win a one-on-one battle.
When some things are working well and other things aren't, how difficult does that make it to make adjustments during the game to certain things that are going well?
Well, I mean, just because something's going well doesn't mean they're going to allow you to do it. If something's working well against 11 personnel, they might get away from 11 personnel and put in 0-1 and get in a bunch of empty. They might get in 10, they might get in 12. So you have to be able to adjust to every single personnel grouping. And then if they get into a different personnel grouping, something else might be working well, they're going to switch. Something might not be working good, they're going to stay with it. Then you got to switch. But that's kind of the game you play. So it all depends on field position and what grouping they're in.
When you make those adjustments, have your players responded well to adjusting on the fly?
Sometimes not. Sometimes not. We're at a position right now where we got to, there's some injuries, which happens in football. That's life, and we've got some guys playing different positions, so it's not as easy to get full sale adjustments. But that is what it is. That's where we're at.
Is it the issues on third down surprising? Did you anticipate having the struggles you guys have had at times this season?
No.
Is there a sense of urgency? Like, I assume there is an urgency about figuring out why that's happening?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy when you watch the film and you show them what happens. They know it as soon as they come off the field. They know what they did wrong, why it's not being executed right now. We didn't practice very good on Wednesday last week. That's when we do third down, and when it showed up in the game. We practiced really good on Monday and Tuesday. First and second down were really good. Practiced bad on Wednesday. Third down wasn't very good.
In some ways, when a player comes off the field and knows what he did wrong, is it more frustrating because they should have known 12 seconds ago what to do?
I don't know. I mean, it's all frustrating. I mean, I don't know if it's more or less. It's all frustrating, but that's why we're here. We have to get it right. It can't always be the players got to execute 100%, but we have to find a way to get it done. Period.
Darian, it was like 5 snaps. How big of an impact did that have on just everything you guys did defensively?
Oh, I mean, not a huge impact schematically or anything like that. And we did a good job stopping the run in his absence. And then he wasn't going to be a big part of the third down package because we knew he was going to be a little limited. That was where we were going to get him some breaks anyway. So I thought the good guys did a good job first and second down without him being in there.
In the red zone, you guys have given up some, but 7-8 yard runs. Those happened twice on Saturday against Indiana. Have you guys kind of figured out what's going on there, and specific just the red zone defense in general?
Yeah, I mean, Indiana had a good plan for unbalanced formation against us, and we had to get that thing corrected this week. That's where those chunk runs came. And once again, Wednesday is a big red zone goal line, third down day. Practice was not good last week.
people just kind of ready to play a game and didn't lock in practice play?
It's hard to tell sometimes why practice isn't good and why it's really good on Monday and Tuesday and why it's not as good on Wednesday. Sometimes it's really hard to tell. I'm sure there's a lot of factors, but everybody that walks out in that practice field, me included, we came here to Nebraska because Nebraska is about being tough. And if you're not tough enough to practice on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, we need to find somebody else. Period.
That message that you're giving your players.
Yes.
How much did you appreciate? I don't know if you heard Coach Frost and some of the players support you yesterday. How much they care for you and appreciate you, and how much do you appreciate that?
To be honest with you, I try not to listen to what goes on Twitter, the Twitterverse, and in the newspaper. But that's awesome. I love these kids. Here's what I'll tell you. I love football. I love Nebraska, and I love these kids. And I'm going to coach them as hard as I freaking can for as long as I'm here. And I hope that's for a really, really long time. And this program is going to be really, really good. We have to find a way to get it better. There's no such thing as a quick fix. I know everybody wants it. I want it. The players want it. That's not realistic. We have to build this program to where Coach Frost wants it. If that happens for the next 4 games, great. If that happens next year, that's probably not good enough for everybody, but we're going to keep pushing until we do it. But there's not one person in this building that doesn't love Nebraska.
Purdue's offense, I think they're second to last nationally rushing, or at least rushing average. What jumps out as far as your evaluation of them?
Well, in the run game, obviously they do a lot of different things to get a lot of groupings in there. You know, once again, you're going to see 10 personnel, you're going to see 01, 02, 12. They even get in some pro-style runs, which not a lot of people do, that are a spread operation. So they're trying to find some ways to run the football. They've done a good job of finding ways to run the football. They haven't had a ton of success, but some of that stems from they're really good at creating formations to get you in a disadvantage passing wise. So you just got to be ready for a lot of groupings. I don't know if Rondell Moore is going to play, but you got to be ready in case he is. David Bell's emerged as a big-time receiver. Their tight end has become a really good blocker and a really good target in the pass game. And the young quarterback can make a lot of throws. He's had some ups and downs too, but he's done a really good job. So you got to be ready for the hard part about them is you have to be ready for the whole passing attack, and then you have to be able to stop the run.
I asked Frost this yesterday, but what kind of quality coaches are you facing in terms of offensive coordinators and position coaches in the Big Ten versus AAC and the Pac-12?
I mean, football's football, right? There's a lot of really good offensive coaches in the AAC. Just off the top of your head, Mike Norvell at Memphis, he's as good as an offensive coach as there is. In my opinion, they do a lot of really good stuff. We played Gus Malzone in a bowl game. I think he's pretty darn good. I think a lot of people will think he's good. When we were in the Pac-12, you saw a lot of really good football. It's a little bit of different style. There's really good coaches in this league. The offensive coordinator from Indiana, Kalen DeBoer, he came from Fresno, and he does a really good job. They do a really good job offensively. There's really good play callers in this league. There's really good play callers in the Pac-12. There's really good play callers in the AAC. It's a little bit of different style here, but there's a lot of good coaches at a lot of different levels.
You guys have had some success pass defense-wise in zone, but last game, Phil, their slot guy, had a lot of success kind of going through the middle and getting around guys. With facing a guy possibly like Rondell Moore, how do you look to alleviate some of those breakdowns that happen against Philly?
Well, you obviously have to have a way to double team him some, but you can't do it the whole game because then they'll like you talked about, they're good play callers. You're going to take one guy out of the game, they're going to exploit you at other places. So you got to have a way to double him sometimes, and a way to not, and a way to play some zone on him, and a way to play some man. But you got to have a different look, especially with the young quarterback.
You're the kind of coordinator who, after the Minnesota and Indiana games, neither which was easy for your defense. Are you the kind of guy that watches the film 5 or 6 times, or somebody who's like, I know what happened, I just want to move, so let's move forward, make the corrections?
No, because if you don't correct what happens, what we've always thought, what I've always learned in the NFL, when we were in the NFL, when we were at Oregon, it doesn't matter. The mistakes that happen, if you let it continue, if you just move on, they're going to keep happening. Offense should be. It's a copycat situation. If they say something that's exploited on film, it's going to happen next week. If you don't stop it when it comes out the following week, you're in trouble. So you have to watch that film. You have to watch that film. You have to figure out why things broke down. Why did a player do this when he shouldn't have? What is the structure scheme? What is the deficiencies there? Is it a player deficiency? Is it a structure deficiency? Is it a scheme deficiency? But you have to figure those things out, and then you also have to get ready for the next opponent.
All good? All right, thanks.
Thanks.